Hello, hello. These are my birthday nails. I wanted to do some turquoise stone marbling with alcohol inks and dip powder, so stick around if you want to see how I did it. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing my birthday nails. When this video goes up, it will be after my birthday. My birthday was on the 10th, but this video is probably going to go out quite a few days after that. But I figured I would show you guys the sets that I had planned for my birthday. Now I'm going to do them on press-ons. I have two different sets I'm going to do. And I'm going to do them on press-ons because I got this air dry glue and the remover from Sundara in a recent video. I got it in the Nail Tech mystery box, and it will be available soon, but I tried it on my sister-in-law, and she was really hard with her nails, and we are at, I think, about 8 days, and she put them through the test, and she only lost one nail, and she lost it while doing the dishes, so she should have been wearing gloves. But anyway, I wanted to wear the nails for my birthday, and I'm going to be doing a medium stiletto because that's pretty much my favorite shape. If you're asking, I always get stuck between a stiletto and a coffin, but it's my birthday, so I'm going to do stilettos. We're going to attach them at the end. It's just pretty regular how you attach your press-ons with regular glue. This one's just a little bit thicker, and you're supposed to be able to remove them. I've got the directions, so yeah, well, I'll remove them. I'll do a video where I remove them as well. I'll probably wear them for about a week, and then I will remove them, unless I lose one before then. All right, so my plan is to do a dip powder set on one hand, on my right hand. Then I'm going to do a marble. My theme is turquoise. Let me find this ring over here. So here is my inspo. It's turquoise. And then I also did a set previously. Where's my one I did? Here's the set that I did before, but I know that I could do better. That was literally my first time trying out a turquoise nail. And this is the ring that I have. So I'm going to do better than this. And I tested out the little peekaboo birthday surprise I want to do, and I'm going to throw some glitter underneath. So one of them is going to be a dip powder set that doesn't have this underneath. And the other one is going to be a gel base with alcohol inks. So here's the colors I'm going to use. These are from 915 Aesthetics. The clear, I'm going to use a brown, I'm going to use Seafoam and Sienna as like a lighter tan color. And I might use some striping tape. So that is for this one. Then for the other one, I'm going to do, this color is going to be like the peekaboo glitter underneath. So pretty. It's from Dyme Nails, called Winter Wonderland. Just as like a birthday surprise underneath. I may be able to do it under all of them, but I'm undecided if I'm going to do that. Probably just the one hand. And then Ocean Views is the perfect turquoise color. That's going to be my base. And then I am actually going to use alcohol inks to do my marble on the other hand. I'm going to use these 4 colors to get the perfect turquoise nail. I have watched her do the marbling, so this is what I'm going to use on that. And then I also planned on doing like a gold frame. So I think I'm going to use her black painting gel to do the frames because I'm going to make like a gem on 2 of the nails. And I'm going to be using her multi-function no wipe gel as well. And I may be using a white underneath when I do this. I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. I also have the brown that I'm going to use is Coffee from Sundara. It goes perfectly with my theme that I'm kind of wanting. And then I'm thinking about doing one of the nails a French tip with the French tip marbled. And then here's the nude that I'm going to use. It's from Nail Reserve, well, from used to be Nail Addict, now it's Nail Reserve. I'm going to use this color for the nude. And then, of course, I have the Dyme Nails Glossy, then the sealing gel, and then the matte to do the marbling. So, yeah, we're going to get into it. And yeah, I'm going to switch over to a voiceover so I can kind of speed it up and kind of show you guys what I'm doing. All right, so we are going to start off at the dip powder set. So the alcohol ink set I wanted to do second because I figured it would take the longest. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys through my method of how I do a dip powder marble, and then we will get into the alcohol inks second. If you want to skip to the alcohol inks, I'm pretty sure it starts at about 24-25 minutes is when that set starts. So if you want to scroll ahead, if that's what you're looking for, you can scroll ahead and watch that one. But we're going to go ahead and get into the dip powder set. Now, I'm not going to use any gels for this one. I'm just going to use, well, I lied. I'm going to use gel base and gel top coat because that's how I like to top coat my nails. But for the dip powder itself, I'm just going to be using dip base because I find that it works a lot better, especially with darker colors. Now, sometimes gels have a hard time curing in the lamp with darker colors, so I like to just use dip base and activator when I'm doing them, just because for me I find that it just is easier. So I kind of drew my design out on a piece of paper because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. I show you guys my design drawn out on paper for my other hand later, but for this one, I just wasn't quite sure. So it is off to the side. And I kept it really simple for this hand because I was like, why not, right? I wanted to get the look that I was kind of going for. I wanted to be simple because my other hand is going to be really busy. So we are starting off with a base of cocoa on the index finger and the pinky. And those two are just going to be 3 dips of that color, and that's it. I am going to make them glossy, but that's 3 dips each of that color because I'm not going to put a clear cap on, and I want them to be nice and sturdy and about the same thickness as the other nails. So I don't like to I'm going to do 2 layers of Seafoam on the other 3 nails to get the base color that I want for my turquoise stone nail. And then I'm going to do a layer of the marble, just 1 layer of the marble, so they both I guess all the nails will have the same thickness because I don't like some nails to be thinner than other nails. I like them all to be the same. So like both types of nail, I guess you could say, have the same amount of thickness as far as dip powder layers on them. So yeah, all I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 layer so I can kind of show you guys what I'm doing and how I do it. And then I'm going to do my other layers of the base off camera just because it's like the exact same thing I'm doing now. And it's just kind of repetitive. So, and this video is already 1 hour and 30 minutes. Like I literally cut out as much as I could, but left in as much as I could at the same time because marbling is so much easier than people think it is. And I haven't done marbling on here in a while. It was one of my very first videos I ever uploaded on YouTube. And I've actually not uploaded a stone video with the alcohol inks like I'm going to do in this video. And it's my birthday nails, and I wanted to just put them both in one video. I could have split them up and did 1 dip powder and 1 alcohol ink video, but I figured why not? I'm wearing both of the nails. I put both the sets on with the glue that I showed. They're holding up really good, and I'm going to leave them on for about 2 weeks. So just figured I would show y'all in one video. So I'm putting on the base layers. I'm doing a thin layer of dip base. I did buff the nails a little bit. No, I didn't. No, for when I do dip base, I don't. But when I do gel, I do buff the nails. For these, I didn't. So I went ahead and I did that. So now we're going to get into the marbling, right? So marbling, I already have my 2 layers of the seafoam color and then the 3 layers of the cocoa, which is the brown on the nails. The brown nails, like I said, are done. So the way I like to marble is I like to take clear. This is the clear from 915 Aesthetics. It's called called, named, whatever you want, however you want to say that. So you want to be careful with how much clear you're going to be using, because once you're done with it, you're not going to be able to use it anymore. You cannot recycle it because it will be foggy from all the colors you're going to put in. So I like to use a cuticle pusher or a tiny spoon, and I like to just lay out lines of color. So you have to remember that as it's going on the nail, whatever's on top is going to stick more to the nail. So you kind of got to think like in reverse a little bit. I wanted the brown to pop really on the forward, so I put it down first. Now this color Sienna gives that little bit of like a caramel look that I'm going for in this stone. It's kind of hard to explain, but I wanted it to be in the back side, so I wanted to put it on top so that it will be on the back, so that when I lay my nail into it, it will pick up on the bottom. I really hope that makes sense. Now, you just layer them in lines like I'm doing here over the clear, and then you're going to want to take like a cuticle stick or an orange wood stick or something, and very lightly, let's say it again, very lightly run through to marble up and mix up the colors. Now, when I say very lightly, I mean very lightly, because if you do too much mixing and stirring, it just looks like a jumbled mess. Now, what I like to do is I like to tap the side of where I have the mixture sitting, just so that it kind of taps together and mixes just a little bit, and then fill in any spots where I think could use a little bit of extra color. Now, I use the Flexi Boats. Before I had Flexi Boats, I just used a cupcake liner, and I just kind of folded it into like a taco, like a quesadilla type shape, and I would just fold it in half kind of, or I would use a spoon, a plastic spoon. It just something curved that holds the general shape is what I was going to say, of like dipping your nail into it. You don't want it to be a flat surface because you can't really get the color on there that you need. So the way that I do my marble nails is I like to dip in sections. So I'm going to take my dip base, I'm going to apply it to the entire nail, and I am going to dip the nail into the mixture powder that I have in like different spots. Like, this is also a way to get, like, instead of getting one design one way, you're not stuck at that. You can also almost like a semi color block with it if you just dipped like half of the nail, which I'll kind of show you when I go to do the thumb. It's just how I choose to do it. I mean, you can obviously lay your nail down completely. I just like to hope to get a different type of marble, to get a better marbled look whenever I do it that way and layer it down in sections. So when you're doing multiple nails, you can either use the same mixture that you have already, or you can completely change up and get a new clear layer so it'll be fresh, or you can just kind of like mix it up a little bit on what you've already done. That part is totally up to you. I figured I would just go ahead and try to do it with the same clear so I wasn't being super wasteful. And then just pour a little bit of the colors the same way in before, stir it up very lightly, very tenderly. Because you don't want a jumbled mess. You want the marble to be noticeable. You don't want it to be just like a mess. Put the dip base on in a nice thin layer. Make sure you're covering the entire nail. And then just kind of like dip in sections, like to pick up the marble in different ways. And I know it looks kind of white, but it's in clear. So the only thing that's going to pick up on the nail, like color-wise, is the color, which is why the marble works so well. Now, you could probably use like a very milky white if you wanted to do like a milk bath type nail. You probably could, maybe, but to do the marble this way, I would just suggest using clear. I've just found that clear just works the best for this technique, because you pick up the color and you have that clear in there mixed in to where you get some spacing so your base color will still show through. Now, you can mix up whatever colors you want, but as you're mixing different colors, I want you to keep the color theory in mind. Because like when you're mixing pink and blue, you're going to get purple because that's just what happens when you mix pink and blue. You're going to get purple. So just keep in mind when you're mixing colors together that you may get a color that you didn't anticipate. So just, yeah, be mindful of the color theory when you're mixing colors together and stuff like that. And also your base color, you want to kind of keep that in mind as well when you're doing marbling, just kind of how everything meshes together. So for this one, I already knew how it was going to look. You see, you could do a color block and I could have just left it like that if I wanted to, but that wasn't the look that I was going for. So I just wanted to dip in at all different angles and get like a really cool marble look. And it really takes almost no skill. I would say this is like the most beginner friendly nail art that you can do. I've done it on my nails, but the only reason I did it on the press-ons is because I wanted to try out that air dry glue. I've been really wanting to try that out, and I figured I would just do the designs, show y'all the designs, and then just glue them on and show y'all. But it's also a lot easier for like angle wise and stuff like that to get to do this design in like a full tutorial for y'all as well. It's just easier because I know that I can hold these in camera most of the time. It's a lot easier for me to just hold them in camera. I'm still trying to figure out how to hold my hand in camera after all this time. But yeah, I like this technique. It's really fun. And you know what the best part about it is? The fact that no two nails are going to be the same. You cannot marble the same, and there's nothing wrong with that. So after you're done marbling, your mix that you had is going to be trash. So you just probably just throw it away. Or if you have like a dump cup where you just keep all your extra powder for the end of the year and see what color it makes, you can just pour it in there, but you can't pour it back into your jar because it's contaminated now. All right. So the last thing that I was going to do was put some striping tape on, like the video you saw in the beginning. Give y'all a little sneak peek. I'm trying to give you sneak peeks in the beginning of the video to show y'all what I'll be doing so that you guys can know in the beginning and then just kind of watch and be like, oh wow. Same thing for my thumbnails. I just try to give you guys like what you're going to be seeing so that you know what you're going to be watching when you click the video. All right. So I have learned that vinyl striping tape is where it's at. If you struggle with striping tape, get vinyl striping tape. Or just like take your time. I love striping tape. I used to use striping tape all the time in the beginning when I first started doing my nails. Striping tape is just like the way to get a super crisp line. Now, I put down a gel base, but stickers or anything really doesn't like to stickers of any kind or striping tape, they don't like to stick to the sticky or the inhibition layer. The sticky layer, the inhibition layer, they don't like to stick to that. So I just take some alcohol on a lint-free wipe and I just wipe off that inhibition layer, and it gives it like a tackiness that the stickers like to adhere to. So I was deciding whether I was going to be using, oh yeah, I gotta get my super sharp tweezers because I try not to touch the stickers or of any kind, because it just gets oils and dust and all that underneath, and you just don't want that. So I try to use my tweezers. I try not to touch them with my hands. If I do, it's like the tip or something, but I just try my darndest to not touch them. All right, so I was deciding whether I was going to use these stickers, these vinyl ones, or have like really, really gold stickers that like are almost like so gold, like shiny, but I decided to go with these, and I'm literally just going to put 2 lines on all the marble nails. And I left in my struggle for y'all. Now, striping tape can be very easy, right? If you're just doing like 1 line or 2 lines or different lines on different nails, but I was trying to do 2 lines evenly in the same place on 3 nails. So, I was having a bear of a time with that middle fingernail. I don't know what was going on. I just hit my glasses. I don't know what was going on with myself and why I could not get that to be straight and even and whatever. But I was like, what in the heck is happening? I eventually get it, and it looked really good. But it took me a little while to get it kind of exactly right, because then I was like, this is my birthday nails. They have to be perfect. Not that I don't strive for perfection most of the time on all of my nails anyway, but I was just like, these have to be perfect. I'm going to make sure that they are perfect if it takes everything in me. So I really just wanted them to be really good. But this vinyl striping tape is like really my favorite thing to use for striping. It is so, so good. Now I know you can do it like on a Cricut. If people have like a Cricut, you can print off these little strips. I don't really know who sells them anymore, if I'm being honest. I got these from a company that's no longer in business. So I don't know. I haven't looked for anymore because I have a lot of them. I bought a lot of them when she was open. So I don't really know where you'd get them from right now. I don't know. So if I do find a place that sells them, I will link it below. But in the meantime, you're just gonna have to go type in vinyl striping tape or vinyl line tape or something like that. Because I do not know. But it is really user friendly. As you're seeing here, it lays down really flat. I have no problems with it. And my trick for using striping tape is to file the edges off a little bit, and then what I'll go is I'll go back and I will cut so that you have like that teensiest little edge. Same thing like when you're doing chrome or when you're stamping or doing a water slide decal. You really want the coat that you're going to put on top to be able to grip the nail. And if you have stuff hanging off over or it's fully going around the nail, it's not going to be very good because it will cause lifting. Your top coat will peel off and your nails will peel before the time you are wanting them to peel. So I like to cut that little edge off the side. No, this is the nail I was having a hard time with. I realized that it wasn't over as far as I wanted it to be, and I could just not get it right. I was just like, what the heck? It was not wanting to go and stick in the right place. So I was just getting like highly irritated. And I almost took this part out of the video, but I want y'all to see that it's not always perfect and I struggle sometimes too. You know, I do struggle sometimes with some of the stuff. I mean, I haven't done striping tape in months. I can't even tell you how many months it's been since I used striping tape. And sometimes it does get the better of me, but it was also very late after a very long day. When I tell y'all I stayed up, I did this nail set I did on the 9th of January because I was so busy up until then and I was so sick. Y'all, I was not feeling good. I did this nail set on January 9th and I stayed up until 3:45 on the 10th, which is my actual birthday, to finish these nails so that I could wear them for my birthday because I had a hair appointment, I was going to get my eyebrows done, and I had to take all of my kids because my husband was working. So I had a busy day and I was not going to be able to find any time to do anything. So I had to stay up until 3:45 to finish these nails because, as you will see, the other hand took forever. I did have to speed it up some on the marbling because when I first put all these video clips on here, it was like 2.5 hours. And I was like, absolutely not. So I went ahead and top coated. I put a gel base coat down over top to adhere my top coat and cover up those vinyl stickers. And then I put a top coat on, and that is what the dip powder marble set looks like. And that's just how easy it is. Now, we are moving along. The only thing I did before the video for the set was size my tips, fix the cuticle line, and buff them. Now, for this one, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to do a peekaboo design. So it's just a sheer, very super flaky, glittery color that shows underneath when I turn my hand upside down. Because I think that's cute. I like the peekaboo designs, and I'm going to do a lot of them this year. I do that on all of the nails. I just show you the one in like regular motion, and then I speed through the rest of them because it's literally the same thing. This polish and the one I'm going to put over top, the teal color, is called Ocean Views. Both of these are from Dyme Nails. I definitely do plan on grabbing some more of her polishes because I have 2 of these flaky ones and there's a collection of like 5 or 6 of them and I need the rest. I only have 2 of them. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing that this year. I'm going to be working on grabbing some more fun stuff to try because she uses them in her as like bases for her marbles. And y'all, This marble took me so long, but when I finished it, I was obsessed. Like, I cannot even tell you. I did a marbling video before, but it wasn't as in depth. So we're going to do more marbles this year. We're going to work on trying to replicate stones or different marbles that I've been seeing and geodes and all that kind of stuff. This year is about nail art of all kinds. That's what this year is about. No basicness. I mean, of course, I'm still going to do some basic videos, but this is going to be about nail art. And I'm going to take y'all on the ride with me as I learn. So, I'm going to do a full marble on the pinky and the index finger, as y'all saw. I'm going to do a French tip-ish on the middle finger, and then I'm going to do 2 layers with 2 like gems with golden frames around them. As you guys already know, because you've already seen the intro video and the thumbnail. But I'm going to walk you through my process. Also, do you notice this gel polish is 1 coat coverage because you cannot see any of the flakies underneath? That's great, isn't it? Don't we love a full coat, full cover, 1 coat polish? I know I do. So, I'm going to use this Ocean Views color for these 2 nails. Then I'm going to use the color Coffee from Sundara Nails. That is my go-to brown. I have not found one that holds up to it. It is my go-to brown. Color of the year. I would definitely go check out Sundara if you're looking for that brown, because that brown is perfection. The color, the Pantone color 2025 is Mocha Mousse. It is the perfect color for that. So, it's just so good. So good. All right. And I'm going to do this on the ring finger, and I'm going to do this color on the thumb as like the base. But since this color is so dark, I don't want to try to put the Seafoam color over top of it without doing white underneath that. So I'm going to do the brown, and then I'm going to do my gemstone shape in white, and then I'm going to put the Seafoam color on top of that to get it to pop the color that I want. Y'all will see. Y'all will see. But this brown is so pretty. I was really excited to do this set, and I was like psyching myself out, like wondering if I could even do it. Because I showed y'all that first turquoise type stone nail that I did before, and I really liked that set, but I wanted it to look better this time, and I was like so nervous. But I did grab all of the items in the Dyme Nails Turquoise Stone Kit. So, and I've watched her tutorials and her lives and did that so many times. So I kept psyching myself out, but I just was like, girl, you got this. You can do it. All right. So this color, I love this color. It is just a sheer nude, and you could see the flakes through it. And that for me wasn't giving the look that I wanted it to give. So I was like, let me just finish. I noticed it when I put it on the bottom first, and I was just like, this is not giving the vibe that I want for this set. It is too sheer. So after that, I was like, what other colors do I have? Because I was like, let me just stick through, let me ombre it. I like to use the ombre brush, and I just like to go back and forth. For this look, I didn't want it to be like a seamless fade. I wanted it to be kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. The fade you think you get when you messed up. I don't know. I wanted some of the turquoise to be on the bottom. I wanted some of the tan to be in the top. I didn't want it to be like a super even seamless fade because I'm going to marble on top of it, and it just goes with the effect of the marble. I literally don't even know how to explain that other than the way I just did. So I wiped it off. We switched over to the color Take It Off from Sundara Nails. Switched over to that one, and yeah, that was it for me. That was giving the vibe that I wanted. It was making me happy, and this color worked out really great with it. I just feel like everybody has to find their own nude that works for them. Like, you just got to figure it out. It takes a lot of trial and error. I've been looking for it also depends on what color I am. In the summer, I am not the same nude as I am in the wintertime, because in the summertime, I am more tan because I like to stay outside with my kids. Not by choice. By their choice, not my choice. Oh my goodness, got my hair cut, and yeah. So, I loved the way this looked. This a piece of hair fell out again. Oh my gosh, it's driving me bonkers. Let me tuck it in. One moment. Oh my gosh. All right. So this was giving like beach, and I was super happy about that. And then when I put the white alcohol ink on there, y'all will even see it even better, that it just gives like ocean. But this is what I was really looking for. I really loved how that looked. So I was like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and throw that in the lamp. So now that everything's in the lamp, so the way that it works with Dyme Nails, you have to marble over matte. So I love her matte. Let me say that again. Love her matte top coat. You have to put matte top coat down to be able to get everything to work right. So I put the matte top coat on 3 nails that we're going to marble right now, and I put the sealing gel on top of the brown nails because we are going to do our gem in white over those. So we're going to use the color Smoke. Smoke is a white marble ink. It is the best marble ink in white that I have found. Yes, it's very pigmented. Very, very pigmented. So that means it needs a good shake, shake, shake. Like, you have to shake it so good. Even if you sit it down and if you're not moving and you're not doing all the nails at one time, if you're only doing one nail at a time, you're going to have to pick it back up and shake it because the pigment will fall to the bottom, and you just got to give it a really good shake. It's got a ball in there that just kind of helps it. So, per the tutorial, she put down Smoke first and marbled it on the base. Now, I'm still wearing these nails now, and you can see a little bit of the smoke on the base, but I feel like I could have skipped it, and I don't think you would have been able to tell on this set. But I'm going to do it again, obviously. I'm going to be practicing like different nails and different stones and stuff like that. And I'm going to see, because I'm like looking at them, I don't really think, like I can't really see it, but I mean, obviously it's there. But the one thing you want to be careful with this color is that anywhere that this color goes is going to kind of leave like a haze. So when you're marbling it, you want to just be cautious of that. So also a thing about Smoke is once you lay that ink on the nail, you have got to let it sit. You gotta let it sit until it dries. If it looks wet, it's still wet and it's not going to marble the way that you want it to. So right now, I'm just going to draw like an oval for my gem in white. This is a white gel polish called Fluffy Clouds. Why do I keep saying called? It's not called that. It's named that. Named Fluffy Clouds from Sundara Nails. I love their white. It's so good. I have like a couple of whites that I really love. There's a couple of whites that I do plan on getting to like try out as well, but I really love this white. It's been my go-to for a while. And it's just like subconsciously, I just always reach for it. So I'm going to just make my oval the best of my ability, and I'm going to make a teardrop shape. I wanted to do a different shape on this, and I felt like a teardrop was perfect with the stiletto. Almondetto, whatever. I don't like a super sharp stiletto because I injure myself. Stilettos are not for the weak, y'all. I like a nice pointy stiletto. But when I'm in the shower and I draw blood on my own self, like I get very upset about that. I remember one time I was trying to wash my face, and yeah, my nails were a little bit longer than this. I think they were long stiletto, and I scratched the bejesus out of myself, and I had a good injury for a while, and yeah, it was not very fun. So I like to round the tip of my stiletto so they're not going to scratch me. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I be in the scratching mood and I be ready for them just to be feeling so fierce, but I cannot do that sometimes. Like most of the time, I can't handle it. And plus, I still have a kid in diapers, and I still have one where he can't wipe himself because he's 4. And yeah, so changing diapers, I don't like to injure my kids. I'm not trying to scratch nobody else, so round the tip. Anyway, all that to say, the teardrop shape looked really great on that shape, and yeah, I just went with it. That was just way too much information, I know, but it's a long video. And y'all say that y'all like the talking videos, so I'm gonna give them to you. This one is an hour and a half, and I am like standing in my bedroom doing this voiceover because it's too cold to sit outside. So we're not gonna hear any cicadas, we're not gonna hear any lawnmowers, we're not gonna hear any leaf blowers until springtime. So we're just going to sit in my bedroom and do this voiceover super late at night, because then you don't hear my kids screaming either. So right now I'm just coloring in I put the white in the lamp with the white base in the lamp for 60 seconds to make sure it was fully cured. And then we're just going to paint on the blue to have the teal to have our base. Now, I know I can use a thicker brush. I know I can use a bigger brush. I have a filler brush. I just was already using my liner brush and it was already dirty. So I figured why not just use it for the whole thing versus having to get multiple brushes dirty. Just get one. This is my favorite brush. I ordered a backup for this brush because this is the one I use all the time. And yeah, this is the Color Me Carole 11 millimeter. And it's my favorite. So yeah, I don't know. I just like this brush. I use the ball pit shop brushes. I use the Nails by Dev brushes, but this brush is like my go-to. I'm going to grab the Dyme Nails brush soon too, and I'm going to get her black and her white. But this is just what I have right now, and it's my favorite. So yeah, I just wanted to use the one brush. So after I get done with those, I'm going to cure them in the lamp for 60 seconds, and I'm going to grab my marble brush. The iridescent handle, obsessed. This is the Marble Queen brush. This is like the best brush for marbling. She has one that she just released. It's a tortoise stone handle, and y'all already know I'm about to grab that. I'm actually going to do a blue tortoise nail after I do a Valentine's Day set. I'm going to do a blue tortoise. Everybody does like the orange tortoise, and I love orange, but everybody's been doing that tortoise set, but I think I'm going to do blue. All right. So my speed is at 1.8 because I did not want to have it sit here forever while I was doing this voiceover. And like I said, you can't really see the white, so I just decided to speed it up just a little bit. I mean, I guess you can see like the white haze underneath, but not enough to really like make a difference. But it's really like you could skip this step if you really wanted to. But I mean, I like the way that it turned out. I think white gives the colors a pop that go on top of it. So I really think it helped to do that, like give that nice pop. But I could have just left the nails with just the white. I like on this one how this French tip turned out. I loved how that turned out with just the white. I can't wait to use this for ocean nails, like use this white alcohol ink. Now, I've always been like intimidated by alcohol inks, but the more I play with them, the more comfortable I get. And I think that's like really what it is. Also, in my dish right there is acetone, 100% acetone. I feel like the alcohol inks, none that I've tried, work good if I'm using alcohol to move them around. I have to use acetone. And with these Dyme Nails alcohol inks, you have to use acetone. That's what she says. You have to use pure acetone. They are formulated to only work with acetone. So if you get them and your alcohol or you've tried alcohol inks and they're not working for you, try using 100% acetone and it may just change the game for you. Now, some alcohol inks, you can use alcohol with them, like isopropyl alcohol with them, but not with the Dyme Nails ones. They're specifically formulated to be used with acetone. So that is acetone in my little container there. And you really don't need a lot in your little container. And as you see over me doing these 3 nails, my water has gotten really foggy. So after I get done with the white, I am going to have to change my acetone. So now that we have done the one layer, I want that to just kind of dry, but I wanted to add a little bit more on the pinky because there wasn't enough for my liking. I wanted to go in at the end and kind of just like add a little bit extra because it wasn't just giving like enough white. And also, I do zoom in when I do the other colors, but the white is just hard to see regardless. Like I got really close and all it did was make it blurry for this one and you couldn't really see it really well. But alcohol ink nails, you have literally got to wait for the top coat reveal. Like you can't see all of the designs and all the little lines that you're making until you get to the top coat. So what I'm going to do now with these is I am going to use the matte top coat because we are going to alcohol ink over top now. and make them look like a little turquoise stone jewel right there on the Ocean Views polish. So in order to do that, we have to apply a matte top coat. Now, I do know that it looks like I'm adding a lot of layers, but the nails are not very thick at all. As you will see in the end video, I showed the video, a different video for you guys. They are not thick at all. They are very thin still, which another thing is you want to make sure that you're doing really thin layers on all of your layers that you must do, just to keep the nails not bulky, and to make sure you're paying attention to the cuticle line and the free edge to make sure you're not getting any bumps or humps in those areas, just to kind of make sure that everything is like even as you're polishing, so that you're not having any like weird shaping going on. But I mean, it's really all just like practicing and learning, because if you get it right on the first time, yay for you. And I love to get things right on the first time, but some stuff you just got to play with in different capacities at different times, doing different things and seeing what works best for you and how you like to do something in order to be able to make it work. But here are the nails. I try to get you a closer up view of the white so you can kind of see where we're sitting with that. But for the white nails, I want the white to stay white, so I have to actually seal that color in, right? So if I was to layer all of the colors on here, that white would wash away and it would be unseen. So I want it to be exactly how it is. So after I'm done, I'm going to put sealing gel, which will seal in this design here, this layer, which is essentially a base coat. But she didn't want it to be called a base coat because you use it to seal in your design. And then I'm going to after the sealing gel, I'm going to cure for 60 seconds on the 3 nails with the white ink on them. And then I'm going to put a matte top coat on so that we can do our next layer of alcohol ink. Now, the next layer of alcohol ink, I am going to layer all 3 of those colors on the same layer. I'm going to put them on the same layer and kind of like mix them into each other to get the look that I'm wanting. So I wanted the white to just be like frozen in place, but you can't put matte top coat directly over alcohol ink because matte top coat has a tendency to smear and smudge the ink. So you really don't want to mess up all the hard work that you just did, because if you have to wipe off the top coat, you're going to wipe off the alcohol ink as well, and you're going to ruin all of the work that you just did. So sealing gel, then matte top coat, then you can do your next layer. So if you want to do multiple layers, then that's just what you're going to kind of have to do. So, I mean, it doesn't make it super thick and bulky as you'd think, but it's just the process to get the best result. So now I was like really nervous about doing this part because I actually need to throw up the inspo right here for y'all of the design that I was looking at. This is the design from the owner herself, and I love how that looked. I wanted to make it my own though and do it a little bit different, but I saw her do that and I was like just kind of getting an idea of like how she did the stones, and she did them a little bit different. She made them 3D, and I had thought about it, but I didn't ultimately want to make them 3D this time because I was just wanting them to just be flat. And then marbling in this tiny space was a little trickier than I thought, but it ends up all working out and it looks really good, but it was just really difficult at the time. But now we have to let that dry. And while that is drying, I am going to go ahead and put the matte top coat on top of the 3 other nails so that we can get started on the next part with those. So while those are curing for 60 seconds with the matte top coat, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start marbling around that white. I am still using the same acetone. I didn't dump it out yet because I was still marbling this one. If I had switched to do the colors, I would have switched it out, but I wanted to try to do all these smoke the marbling with the smoke first and then switch over so I wouldn't have to switch my acetone so many times. But I do go off camera sometimes, but I realize it and I get back in very quickly. So when we get to the colors, I do zoom in for you, like I said, but for the white, for some reason, it just doesn't show up anyway as good as I want when I'm doing it. So yeah, I mean, I can't really do anything about that, but trying to stay, when you're doing this, you want to kind of try to stay in the spot where you want to marble, because if you're not careful, you will flow out everywhere, which you'll see me do, and I clean up. So I have my bowl of acetone there, but I also have my bottle of acetone close by doesn't have any color in it, and I just dip in that whenever it decides to flow out of my circle of or teardrop of teal that I'm working with, and I just kind of like back it up in there so that it doesn't flow out and I get the nice clean design that I'm looking for. So when it comes to alcohol inks, it is really personal preference. Like I said with the dip powder, there is no way that you're going to get two nails to look exactly the same. So here's the colors that we're going to be using. These are all from Dyme Nails. Spice, Mahogany, and Surf. They are the best way to get the turquoise nail. That's what she uses in her video, and she does amazing. Her turquoise nails are just so good. And I aspire to be that good. All of her nails are really good. You guys should go check out her page on Instagram. Dyme Nails. I know she's got a TikTok, but TikTok is supposedly about to shut down. So I would go check her out on Instagram. I will leave her information in the description box as well for y'all. I'm going to list everything that I used on both sets in the description box as well for you. So I am just laying out the blue on all of the nails, which is Surf. I did have to shake it because Surf is super pigmented, but also with the alcohol inks, you want to keep in mind that you can always add more, but it's harder to take some away. So start with a little amount, and then you can always add more, as you'll see me do throughout the design. Now, I start with the blue because there's not going to be as much blue. The blue is more just like an accent color to give it that extra pop of a look. Like it's not going to be like the main color. So I'm just like adding it in like random spots throughout the nail. And then I am going to go directly in on top of that with the other two colors. So like I was saying, I don't need to seal this color in, but if you want the colors to not run together, then you would have to seal it in with sealing gel and then do a layer of matte top coat on top in order to keep the design like frozen in place. Like how the white is frozen on the base, if you want to seal each layer in, you would need to seal them with the sealing gel and then do another layer of matte so that you can marble on top. That was a lot, but I want them to mesh together to make a beautiful marble look. So I'm going to go in with Mahogany, which is the main color for this design. And then I'm going to go in with Spice afterwards and just kind of lay it like on top of and beside Mahogany. So I like to lay the darker color down. I think you could pretty much go either way with this one, but I just wanted to do the darker one down first for whatever reason. And I'm just kind of like running it through the spots where I already put the blue, and I don't want the dark brown to like mix too much into the blue at this moment. Just because, like I said, we're going to do less is more, and I wanted to make this design a little bit better. So another thing, we're going to be using Spice, and we're going to be putting Spice on top of Mahogany. So when you're doing this, you're going to be touching the other color with your brush, and you want to make sure that you're wiping off the brush on a paper towel or a lint-free wipe before you stick it back in the bottle. Because if you don't, you're going to end up transferring some of the darker color into the lighter color, and over time you're going to turn your lighter color darker. And you really just want to keep your color the same as it's supposed to be. So all it takes is a quick wipe off on the side on a paper towel, and you don't mix the colors. I just feel like that's important to share, because if you put pink and blue down like we were talking about, pink and blue make purple. So if you're doing pink over blue trying to make purple and you put your pink brush back into your blue bottle, it's going to turn your blue bottle purple. So then you won't have a blue anymore. So just be mindful of that. That's all. So now we're going to seal in the white, and then we're going to have to put another matte top coat on. And then we're going to do the same design that we're going to do on the other nails. They're all going to have this marble design. The only thing different is that we gave these two nails a brown base and we just made them into a gem. So there's a couple of extra steps to it. But that's it, really. I'm doing the same marbling design with the same colors on all of the nails. That's really it. So when doing the marbling, back to that, I guess, there's really no way to tell when it's done. It's really personal preference as far as how you want the design to look. I realized when I was done filming the video and I went back to editing that I sat here and I fidgeted with this design for a while. I did speed it up a little bit because I went very slow and I realized I took forever, but I wanted to leave it in as close to real time as possible so y'all could see everything that I was doing. Like literally how I turned these lines and blobs into the art that you saw at the beginning. Because like there are so many water slide decals and stamping and all that kind of stuff that can get this design kind of. But I've been really loving doing designs by hand. And this marbling by hand was fun. It allowed me to zone out, to enjoy the art, to have a good time, to try something new, and then to have like all the nails be different. Like, I mean, I do have some water slide decals. I mean, I have done amazing marble nails with water slide decals that go super fast, but I enjoyed being able to create my own designs on all the nails. It was really fun and relaxing, and I enjoyed it. And I kind of just wanted to share the process with y'all. I don't know. It just was really fun, and I figured it would be fun to share with y'all. Like on here, just like I'm trying to find like different things that are fun. Some of them are going to be easier than others, but I really feel like this technique isn't as hard as it looks. Like it looks really, really intricate, but once you get to starting to moving the colors around and playing around with it, it kind of just like falls into shape. And then you can always, like I said, you can always add more inks, which I was like, there's a couple of empty spots. Let's add some more ink. And then you just marble it into the nail and just keep going and adding and moving them around. And for this, if you have a shaky hand actually works because it gives you those crooked lines that marbles have. Like marbles don't have straight lines. They have crooked lines. So if you have a shaky hand, that's actually good because you want your hand to shake a little bit to get those lines. So it's just one of those art forms that I find that is really easy, that a lot of people could really do. And I'm not even going to lie, I was intimidated at first for a while. It took me a good bit of time to actually sit down and play and actually try it because I was always so intimidated by all those amazing designs that I had seen online and by other people and stuff like that. But once I sat down and started just putting colors together, I was just very pleased with the results. So I definitely do plan on doing a Valentine's Day marble. I'll probably do that in a couple of weeks, probably closer to the end of January. I have plans to do a Valentine's Day marble with reds and pinks. And I think I might use a gold or a silver. I'll use a metallic. Thinking about using a metallic ink. But showing you guys that it's easier than you think it is. I think I might actually do another shape. I'm thinking about doing like shapes and stuff. So stay tuned for that. That will be coming up soon because I think I'll try to do an alcohol ink for like every occasion this year. I have a really fun neon one that I want to do. Just different ones that I've been just kind of seeing around that I want to attempt to try to do, or different color combinations, different greens to go together for St. Patrick's Day and stuff like that. So, and I want to do my flowers. I want to do a different flower set because I know y'all saw the flower set I did before. All right, well, here's what we're looking like. Y'all, we finished one nail. Like, isn't that so pretty? And then I want to show you the stone ring that I was inspired by. This is by Resonating Crafts RVA. That is the ring she made. And you see how those blobs can turn into that beautiful art? Like, it's just so pretty. So I think I pretty much speed through this part, and I will let y'all watch this nail and the French tip, and then I will come back when it is time for me to do the jewel, because I'll give y'all a little break to zone out and just watch. Just, yeah, enjoy, and I will come back in a little bit. All right, we are back. We are pretty much going to do the same thing with the stone nails. I decided that I wasn't going to make them 3D just because I felt like I didn't want them to be 3D this time. I mean, they stick up just the smallest little bit, like enough for my fingertip to feel them. But yeah, I didn't really want to do them 3D. I just kind of left them be. And I liked the way that they looked. So maybe next time I'll try to do a 3D stone. But yeah. What I ended up doing was trying my darndest to stay in the line right here, like in my lines I did, but it's okay if I went out a little bit because I'm going to be putting a border around them. So when I get done with these, I'm going to put the sealing gel on top, and then I'm going to buff the shine off the sealing gel. So I'm going to, okay, back it up. I'm going to put sealing gel. I'm going to cure for 60 seconds. I'm going to wipe the inhibition layer, and then I'm going to buff the shine off so that we can do isolated chrome with the painting gel and then chrome. I told y'all that was not leaving. That was the thing for the year. And I can't help it. This is my second video, and I'm already doing it again. Yeah, I'm going to try to do other stuff, but I'm just like obsessed with that isolated chrome. So I can't help it, and I love it. But I warned y'all, it's going to be here to stay. But I'm going to do other things, I promise. But that's going to be here to stay a lot this year. And this piece of hair, oh my gosh. All right, so now I'm just going to try my best to stay in the lines as best I can. Use the acetone to try to clean up the edges. Make sure that everything is kind of like in that little spot because I really wanted it to look like a jewel. And the only way to do that is to keep it in there and then just to do a border. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to put anything on it, but after I did the chrome, I didn't want it to be too busy. I didn't want a whole lot of stones because I'm going to be wearing it for a couple weeks. So I just kind of like left it with just the border. And I still like it. I think it's really cool. I like them a lot. I mean, right now it's only a few days after putting them on that I still have them on. And yeah, I still love them. I'm probably going to wear them for a couple weeks. You'll probably see them in my next upload as well. But I'm going to be doing a video of me removing them with the remover that I show you at the end. This is like a new combo. It's like an air dry glue with a remover. There is one on Amazon, Curve Life. I know a lot of people have seen it, but I wanted to try this one. So I'll let you guys know how it works. We'll do a video on it. I'll do it with you. I'll let you know my thoughts because you know I'm all about nail glues and removers and stuff. Because you know I have another one. Sundara has one that has a glue, a solid nail glue gel, a gel version with a remover. And we are also going to go back and troubleshoot those other ones that we did last year. The Dashing Diva Magic Remover. We are going to go back and we're going to do the other one that I can't remember right now. I can't remember what it is, but there are two of them that we tried, and they didn't really, the Gel Like EC one, yeah, and the Dashing Diva. We're going to go back and we're going to try those. We're going to follow the directions. We're going to see if they work. So, yeah. And I found a couple other peel bases that I'm looking at trying. I'm thinking about pulling the trigger. I'm trying the Jello, even though it's a hit or a miss. I can't find people that like it, don't like I can't find like a common consensus. Like all of them are mixed reviews. All right, I'm taking my hair out of this ponytail because this one hair is like irking me, falling in my face. All right, we're good. So now I'm just gonna work on this other jewel, and once I get this other jewel set, I'm gonna do the isolated chrome. So the isolated chrome works amazing with her black painting gel. You just need a black no wipe gel, and you can do this with it. I haven't tried chroming on top of like a black gel polish because I mean I think you could mix like a black gel polish into a no wipe top coat and chrome with that, but I don't know. We'll have to try that. But yeah, we will have to try that, and I will have to let you guys know. But for now, I'm going to be using that black painting gel because I have it and it works. But As far as the marbling goes, it's really just to your heart's content. You marble until you feel like you got all your lines perfect and all the colors where you want them to be. And yeah, really until you like the end result. Or if you have a client, till they like the end result. But it's not really a right and a wrong about this technique. It's like no way you can really do it wrong. But I just really wanted to show y'all this one. I really like how it turned out. I was like obsessed when I finished. It was really, really late when I was doing this. Like I told you, I didn't finish till 3:45. I didn't even get the nails on until later that day because I had to go to sleep. I had to take my husband to work and he had to be at work by 6:30 and I had to drop him off. So with all my kids in the cold, I think it was like 20, 26 degrees outside. Oh, that's not very cold, but y'all, that's cold for me. It was cold. And it was the day we were having the ice storm warning that evening and all the things. So, yeah. But anyway, while you're watching me do this, I guess I will let you know what I did for my birthday, in case you guys want to know. So, for my birthday, I spent the day with all four of my kids because my husband was working, like I said. He worked until about 3 or 3:30. So I dropped him off at work. I came back. My kids had breakfast. They wanted to watch a little bit of TV. And then I had to pack their lunches and get myself ready to go to my hair appointment that was about 30 minutes away. I went to my hair appointment. I got my eyebrows done. She washed it. She cut it. She styled it. Did my eyebrows. And then we came back and then hung out for a little bit with my kids, probably about 30, 45 minutes while I was waiting on my husband to go pick him up from work. And after I picked him up, he said that we had plans this evening, but the plans couldn't be all the way. Like, we couldn't go to the place where I had wanted to go because of the ice storm warning. And it just wasn't safe to drive that far away. But my husband actually got a babysitter for my birthday. We haven't been on a date in like 5 years or 6 years. We haven't been on a date in that long just because it's just him and I with the kids. We don't really have any help with the kids. So it's literally just him and I all the time with all the kids. So his sister actually offered to watch the kids. She brought over her two kids, which are my younger two kids' ages, and they all played. She watched the kids and we stayed local. We went to one of my favorite Mexican places and I can't remember the name of it right now. What did I get? Oh, the ACP Texano, which is like steak, chicken, shrimp, bell peppers, grilled onions on some rice with some cheese. Yeah, usually I get the pollo loco. That's my favorite. I love that. I get the pollo loco with flour tortillas. The corn tortillas at this Mexican spot suck. Like, so bad. So I did not get those. And then I got me a large fish bowl frozen strawberry margarita. And I slurped that all down before my dinner came. And yeah, your girl was feeling it. But it was really nice to be on a date with just my husband. And then after that, we had to go pick up a couple things from the grocery store, which was right beside it. But we stayed local. The restaurant's only like about 10 minutes away, maybe, from my house. And it was just like safe. And we had to go a little bit early so we could get back before the ice storm was supposed to hit. The roads were already starting to ice when we were on our way back. And we just didn't want to get stuck away from our kids or end up in an accident on my birthday. So yeah, we just stayed local. But I had a wonderful time. If you guys stayed till the end, I will throw in a picture of my husband and I on our date. Yeah, so not on our date, but in the yard before when we had some sun. So now I'm going to give y'all some top coat action. This is where it all comes together. Wow. Like, even watching that, like, is so pretty. Marbling, the best part is the top coat. Best part, top coat. Yes, my favorite part. But I'll let y'all watch the 3 top coat nails, and then we're gonna do the other nails. With all we have left is the gold frame to do because we're getting close to the end of the video. But I had a wonderful time. My husband and I, we've been married for a little over 6 years now, and it's just hard to find a good babysitter that's reliable. Plus, my younger two babies were born during COVID. My 4-year-old was born when COVID just started. Like literally, we left the hospital the day COVID started, so we were real paranoid about letting anybody see him. And then my other baby was born 17 months later, so they're both kind of COVID babies, so they're really shy with people. They don't really like to be away from people. So not that we can't hire a babysitter because duh, there's a lot of people. But number one, who do you really trust with your kids? And number two, if I can't get my baby to stop screaming and crying, how am I going to just leave the baby there for somebody else to deal with that? So it's just been a long, hard battle. But she stayed with my sister-in-law and her kids. We love her. The kids love her. So it worked out really, really good. And my husband and I had the best time. And I'm already asking for another date. So we'll see how that works out. But that was a very nice birthday surprise. I had a wonderful time. These nails were actually the inspiration for my birthday collab that I did on Instagram. I will leave my Instagram tag in the description box if y'all want to go see the reel that I posted where a ton of my nail friends did a nail set and posted it on Instagram and tagged me and wished me a happy birthday. I thought that was so awesome. And everybody did a teal or turquoise mani or something along those lines. A couple of people just did one. They forgot to do the colors, but they still wanted to dedicate the mani of the day to me. So I still included those in the reel because it's just so sweet for people to take time out of their day to wish me a happy birthday. I really thought that was really sweet of them. So it was a really nice day. And then, of course, I got my yearly bottle of tequila and mix so I could have frozen margaritas at the house. And I just watched movies all night with my husband. It was just fun. So, yeah, it was a really good day. I had a really good time. And yeah, I had a really good time doing these nails. Even though I stayed up till 3:45, I didn't go to bed until I think it was like 1 something, almost 2 o'clock in the morning. The next, like after my birthday. So we stayed up really late. I was up for almost an entire day. You know, you got to get the whole day in sometimes. But anyway, that's the gist of it. Stay till the end. I'll show you what my husband and I looked like on our date. Yeah, so that's it for the birthday. Cheers to 35. Thankful for God's blessing to see 35 years. Hopefully I see 35 more. Maybe. Yeah, that'll make me 70. I'm okay with 70. So, yeah, that's it. But now it is time to do the buffing of the nails because first I wiped off the inhibition layer. Now it's time to buff the nails to get the shine off so that I can do the isolated chrome. And then once I do the isolated chrome, then I will put a rubber base coat on top of that and then I will top coat it and they'll be all done. So, y'all will have to let me know what you thought about the video. I know it was super long and I apologize. But I figured I would just throw them both in one video because this is like a birthday special video. Like 2 techniques in one video, but they're both kind of like the same. Yeah, you have to let me know which one was your favorite. If you learned anything, what you thought about anything. I'm always in the comments section. I love it when y'all leave comments down there to read, like that y'all enjoy my videos, even if it's just to say hi. I get a notification on my phone, and as long as I'm not busy with the kids, then I'm really able to respond fairly quickly to the comments. I am going to start doing, making my videos if I can get them. I'm trying to get them done ahead of time and I'm going to make them available for members to view before everybody else. So I'm going to start making my videos like a couple of weeks early. So if you want early access to the videos, there are subscriptions on there. I've also, once I get to 10 subscriptions, either 5 or 10 subscriptions, I'm going to make like channel member only videos. And those will be stuff like extra, like super in-depth things, or I'll do a Q&A of different things about my life and stuff like that. I'm not sure how much I really want to do that right now because I want to kind of keep it nail related. I know a lot of people that do like nail videos kind of like go off into other things and other tangents and stuff, but I don't know. As far as like my life, I'm a relatively like boring person. I don't do anything. There's no take you to work with me because I don't work. I work at home to homeschool my kids. I mean, I can take you on a day out whenever I go out somewhere. I go out like me going out is me taking my book that I'm reading. I take it to the local coffee shop, and I go to the local coffee shop and I will get a coffee. I will get a bagel. I will read my book for a couple of hours. Then I will go to the bookstore, or I'll walk around the small local shops downtown, and I will go browse or buy stuff. The bookshop downtown has a dollar book day. So I usually venture in there and try to make that day the day I go wander. And that's all I really do. I don't really go out. I don't really do anything other than that. Just kind of home hanging out. So it's like a boring life. But I like it. I'm home with my kids. I have a good time. I mean, I have everything here that I could ever want, really, except a swimming pool. But there's one close by that I can go to. So I'm not really worried about that. But yeah, if there's any questions y'all ever have, I'm always happy to answer them. You know what I mean? Always happy to answer any questions y'all have. But yeah, back to that. I'm going to try to post videos for members only, to access them earlier than everybody else. So if that interests you, you can subscribe. I think it's like $1.99 a month. And it just helps support the channel so that I can put more into stuff here. Like I can do buy different things if y'all want to see different things, compare different things, buy them so you don't have to, etc., etc. So yeah, if there's ever anything you want to try and you're curious how it works, let me know. But yeah, back to the video. Right now I'm just cleaning up my circle because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, if I wanted it to be like a straight oval, or if I wanted to make it like wavy, or if I wanted to make it intricate. But I just decided that the design was so intricate that I was just going to do a straight oval, a little bit of indentions on it, but nothing that was going to take away from the intricacy of the marble design in the center. So I just decided to just leave it like that. So then what I did was I put it in the lamp. You cure this if you want to chrome it. You cure for 20 seconds in the lamp, and then you just rub the chrome right in, and it sticks perfectly to everywhere you put the black gel, and it's pretty much ready to go. You just wipe it off. I like to use the beauty sponge after I've used the eyeshadow applicator. I just feel like it just gives it the nice rub-in that I'm looking for. I just have a habit of using those. I really like it, so why change? It works, and it works good. So I don't really see a need to change up what I'm doing. And then we're all done. So then all I have to do is the teardrop, and I just do the same thing. I sped it up just a little bit so y'all wouldn't have to sit here and like watch it for like 100 hours, but doing line work on camera is like so hard. And I was trying to make it even and make it a good teardrop shape, but I was also trying to cover up the imperfections that I got from the alcohol ink going outside the lines. I mean, obviously I'll get better at it as I do it, but this was just my first time trying it, but I kept it in for you guys to see the whole process. So, I mean, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching everything. And yeah, my flash one also had to change the brightness on the video. So there was like a little hiccup right there, but my phone was dying. Y'all, there was like almost 3 hours worth of videoing. And that's just the parts that I actually recorded on the video. That wasn't like this, like all the extra layers of dip that I did. And I had to take a break because my back was hurting after sitting in my chair for so long and hunched over trying to get the lines perfect. My back was hurting, and I didn't want to like throw my back out on my birthday. So I ended up having to get up. But so my phone did that little oops, right? And I should have known some shenanigans were about to happen with my phone, right? So I realized that after this part right here, my phone like didn't record anything else. Like it stopped recording until I actually got all the way through the top coat. So you didn't even get the top coat reveal. But here's what the set looks like. I love how it turned out. I think it turned out really, really good. My flash actually came back on because I charged my phone once I realized that I screwed up so bad. And here's the other set. So now I'm just going to take it off the stands. So if you're taking your, oh, also wanted to show you the peekaboo glitter. It turned out really, really cute. But if you're taking your nails off the stands and the tape gets stuck, just take an orange wood stick and just kind of like scrape it, and you can do a little twist and it'll come right off. But that's just a hack for that. But I am going to put the nails on with the Sundara air dry glue, the Wizardry air dry glue. I think that's what it's called. And I don't do that on camera this time because I don't really have a whole lot left in it. I did my sister-in-law's nails, and like I said, her nails lasted 8 days because she's really rough with them and washes dishes with no gloves and was very, very wild on her weekend away. And yeah, but I'm going to use this air dry glue. It's not out yet, not available yet. It's like a semi-solid air dry glue like the Curve Life, and it does come with a remover that I cannot wait to try. I have to report back and let you know how it works. I'm going to do my sister-in-law's nails and I'm going to remove my nails. I'm going to have a video of both so you guys can see how it works. But these are how they turned out. These are both of my birthday nails. The top is my left hand and the bottom is my right hand, which is why I laid them on the palette that way. But here is how they look on. Yes, my Christmas tree is still up. I'm probably going to leave it up until the end of January because why not? I like my tree. I think it's pretty to look at. So there's that. But I love how these nails turned out. I am obsessed. And of course I had to show you guys how the glitter looked underneath. I think the peekaboo look underneath is just so fun. I did it on my sister-in-law's nails and she loved it too. So I think I'm going to do a lot of my nails with the peekaboo design underneath this year because it's fun. It's cute. It's a nice surprise. But that is how the left hand turned out. I think I love the left hand more than the right hand because like I don't know. I just like, I'm obsessed with that. But that is the marbling. Sorry, I hit the mic. That is marbling with alcohol inks. And then this one is marbling with dip powders. If you cannot use gel, you can still marble and it can still look cute. I've done it with different colors as well, and it's still just as pretty. But thank you guys for sticking around and watching this video. I hope you'll have a lovely rest of your day. I hope you consider subscribing and sticking around. Like the video, leave me a comment. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your day.